Earlier this year, Wizards of the Coast addressed the growing call for a return to print-to-demand secret layers, and offered an explanation as to why this was likely never going to happen. To quote Secret Lair Senior Director Lindsay Bartell during this February 3rd stream, the only time that Secret Lair has truly been print-to-demand was in the very early days, and Bartell offered that true print-to-demand secret layers yielded truly unacceptable results. Quote, customers were waiting 6, 7, 8, 9 months to receive their product. I fully agree with Wizards of the Coast here. Customers having to wait 7, 8, 9 months or more just to receive their product is not acceptable. One such example of this I personally recall from those days was the amazing Secret Lair Commander deck, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, an excellent A+ product which itself took nearly 1 year to arrive. I myself was one of the many, many voices calling for a fix to this system, and indeed, Wizards of the Coast agreed. Something needed to change. Great, we're all agreed, we're all on the same page. This is good. The way in which Wizards of the Coast attempted to fix the issue was with what they called time-boxed demand. Instead of literally printing to demand, Wizards of the Coast instead would pre-print an enormous quantity of the secret layers to ensure they could fulfill every single customer who wanted to purchase the drop. So, from the customer's perspective, they still had a reasonable window during which time they could order secret layers and be assured of no lines, and that, most importantly, the secret layers would never sell out. It would feel to the customers the same as print-to-demand felt, but since the product was pre-printed, it could ship out immediately. Problem solved, right? The problem was that this method left a lot of excess product, and with nothing to do with said product, it ended up in landfills. Bartell expressed that this, too, obviously, was an unacceptable result, commenting, "We ended up with a ton of inventory that was kind of like dead stock. There was a Reddit thread many years ago of just like, here's a garbage dump full of Secret Lair products." Mark Rosewater even recently commented on this, saying, "We just printed way more than we needed to guarantee we had enough to mail out, and that resulted in us destroying a lot of product. It was also untenable from a business standpoint." And thus, the system we have today was born, a limited supply of Secret Lair product that can be shipped soon after purchase, resulting in what Secret Lair customers have come to know as the new normal of frequent wait times and, equally if not worse, products that sell out and sell out fast. The most recent example of this was the Secret Lair Commander deck Goblin Storm, selling out in less than half an hour. If you'd like to see my detailed review of it, you can watch it here. But suffice it to say, this was an amazing product, offered at a great price, and almost no one could get a hold of it because it sold out in less than half an hour. I couldn't even get a hold of it. Even Wizard of Barge, the artist who illustrated the new art promo cards for the deck, could not get the deck via the Secret Lair queue, and released a statement of extreme sorrow over both his own fan base and the larger Magic the Gathering community not being able to actually, get a hold of and play with and enjoy this product that he poured himself into. Prior to Goblin Storm, another amazing Secret Lair Dandan, sold out in less than half an hour. This product was a love letter to the Dandan format, a player-created and curated format that more and more Magic players are getting excited for, wanting to build and enjoy. And the Dandan Secret Lair allowed those interested to get a complete 2-player Dandan deck for only $99, providing everything in one box for 2 people to sit down and play Dandan. An amazing, simply amazing product, but yet again, gone in less than 30 minutes. And the list goes on. A multitude of Secret Lairs have sold out in mere minutes since this change has been implemented. And nearly all Secret Lair drops now come with both a long wait in a digital queue, one that often exceeds 1 hour, all to still sometimes be told, sorry, the product is gone even though you were in line. But though the product is gone from the Secret Lair website, it is immediately available from scalpers for upwards of $500 a box. And yes, people are actually paying that, and my god, no, please no, don't pay that. So not only are the individuals who play and enjoy Magic not getting these awesome secret lairs, but the product is just ending up in the hands of people who bought it to flip it. And the worst part is, they are succeeding in doing so. Said secret lair flipping resolves. So, if Wizards of the Coast agreed with us that the original system needed to be fixed, and this current system is the attempt at fixing it, then many Magic the Gathering players are asking the question, did this current system fix secret lairs? No, it didn't. They still need to be fixed. Blah 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 blah. I want to start with a premise that if you don't agree with, then this video is not going to be your jam, perhaps, because it's based upon said premise. That premise is as follows. A person highlighting a problem does not always need to also present a working solution to that problem. I do have thoughts and ideas about this issue, but to be honest, I am not privy to the inner workings of Wizards of the Coast, nor the secret lair production system. There are logically myriad factors I could not possibly be aware of that would hinder me from just standing up here and shouting out a quote-unquote obvious solution, but that doesn't mean that I can't point out there is a real problem with the way secret lairs are working these days. And there is. It is a problem not just for customers, by the way, but also for Wizards of the Coast, because, hey, there's money being left on the table if customers who want to buy your product cannot buy your product. And I think they know it. But I'm going to get to that in just a moment. First, I just want to open with that premise that it's okay to point out a problem, point out something that is not working, and not necessarily have a working solution to that problem. Otherwise, well, you hinder people's ability to highlight problems. And I actually do like hearing about and reading about how, with the past problems of 9-month-long waits, that Wizards of the Coast was in agreement with us, the players, that this was unacceptable and that they wanted to work to fix this problem. It's why I feel that highlighting that secret lairs still need fixing might actually yield results. Wizards of the Coast is nothing if not capable of yielding to consumer pressure. It's honestly why critics and consumer advocates are so important. They do listen. So here is what I want to do next. I want to sit down with all of you and open up and sleeve up my Dan secret lair, which I finally was able to get a hold of without buying it off of a scalper, inspect the cards and the quality, and talk in more detail and more from the heart about both the larger problems with the current secret lair system and also what solutions I do see, because this is not an unsolvable problem. There are ways to stop this from happening. I'm sure of it. We need only the will to continue trying, to not just give up here and say, well, what happened with Goblin Storm and Dan is just what happens, nothing to be done. There is something to be done, even if we may not personally know what that something is, but I have some thoughts, so let's explore. And as you know, I usually always try and get 2 copies of a product like this, one kind of just for myself and then one for the channel to review, but I wasn't able to do a formal Dan review, so I'm going to open one of these up now for me, for my personal collection, and the other one I'm just going to give away to one of you. I'm actually going to throw in 5 Strixhaven collector booster boxes, and all of this is going to be on my next Whatnot stream 1 week from today on June 1st. Let's start off the new month right with a major giveaway of Strixhaven collector booster boxes and a box of Secret Lair Dan coming from me to you, courtesy of Whatnot. Just tune into the stream. We can hang out and talk some more, much like I'm about to talk, and maybe you'll walk away with a free collector booster box or the Dan Secret Lair. All of this is taking place June 1st at 3 p.m. Pacific on Whatnot. Whatnot is just like if Twitch and eBay had a baby. People are able to live stream themselves while selling items. I've got cool signed merch and also just, Magic the Gathering cards and packs tax, and I'll actually give everyone here a $15 credit if they create a brand new account by going to www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College. So create that brand new account, get your $15 to spend on whatever you want on magic products in my stream or anyone's stream, and come hang out with me and maybe walk away with one of these cool items on Whatnot on June 1st, Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific. I hope very much to see you there, and thank you Whatnot for sponsoring this amazing giveaway. All right, I've got my Dan mat, I've got my Dan secret layer here, I've got a box of a new brand of card sleeves that I'm going to test out. Let's open this up. There we go. So, the first thing I want to say is this. There is no reason for Wizards of the Coast ever, in any situation, to be putting Magic the Gathering products such as special secret layers in a garbage dump. That I feel very confident in. I know there are a lot of things I do not understand about the inner workings, but there is no reason to ever send Magic the Gathering product to the dump. By the way, these sleeves I'm using are actually made by the original person who created Dragon Shields. They were sent to me. I don't believe they're available. Wow, just like original OG Dragon Shields. I think they're trying to bring them back. They were sent to me by the original CEO of Dragon Shield, the creator of Dragon Shield sleeves. The company's been sold since then. You may have noticed changes in formula, possible declining quality. And so it sounds like the original owner of Dragon Shield is trying to just recreate what they had. He sent me these to test out. I don't believe they're in stores yet, so I thought I'm going to be playing a lot with this Dan deck. What better way to start than by just sleeving up something I'm going to use personally? Obviously, a formal review will come once these hit market, once they're actually on shelves. I take a long time with testing, that sort of thing. But just if you're wondering, they're called Asgardian, and they put 104. That was one of the things about Dragon Shields, was that there was always those extra ones, and these are actually manufactured, in Europe. Again, that was the original Formula ones were made in Denmark, I believe. This says the Czech Republic, but I don't know. We're going to find out. I can always re-sleeve. Anyway, going back to the idea, it's my first time seeing this. And also, by the way, I did not buy this off of a scalper, nor was this one given to me. A lot of people were reaching out. Oh, wow. Oh, they give you 2 counters. Imagine if I had been able to, open this up, review it, and then you could actually just go to the Secret Lair website and determine for yourself if you want to buy this. That is beautiful. It's like a little foil Dan there. But a lot of people, when I talked about I couldn't get a codex, they reached out, and it was very generous. And they said, hey, Prof, I managed to get a codex. Would you like to either buy it off me for MSRP, or even a few people were like, I'd like to send it to you. And I just want to say to everyone, A, that's really touching, but B, no, I will not take, gifts from viewers. My thing is to give you them. I have ways of getting a hold of product and without having to buy from scalpers. One of my favorite ones that I do with Secret Lairs is a lot of game stores will buy a Secret Lair with the idea of selling it. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Just beautiful, with the idea of selling it to their customers. And then I'll go around to game stores and it's still just on the shelf collecting dust. And it might have a little bit of a markup because it's a game store, so they've marked it up. Maybe that's why it's not selling. But I'll look around. I like to buy my things from game stores as best I can. And I might pick it up there. I like I said, to always have one for me personally, unless it's a product I don't want, and then always one where the channel has bought it. So I usually pick up 2. I will also look on sites like Mana Pool to be able to, see if there are any listed, because it's just local game stores listing their products there for sale. And so I like to think that that's a nice way to get a hold of something like this. And you look around and you see what you can find. Anyway, very touched by people who offer to say, I'll send you one. Please don't. I don't feel comfortable taking from viewers. If you want to support the channel, there's Patreon. But beyond that, if you do find yourself so fortunate as to have an extra Dan or Codex or just whatever the product is, look within your community. Go down to your game store, and if there is someone there that maybe is less fortunate, and you might want to offer it to them instead of to me, and that would be a sweet thing, or just enjoy it yourself. Anyway, end of little speech about that. So I want to talk about this idea of we had a system where we were printing secret layers in advance, and in order to ensure that everyone during this window could buy a secret layer, they had to print so much of it that it ends up with extra beautiful. What a just heartbreaking result for this product when it's like maybe the greatest Magic product made in so long, and to just not be there, not be available for everyone who wants it. Should never be sending to the dump. Let's say that system's working. You're making money, you are overprinting, and the problem you're facing is you've done the secret layer drop. Everyone who wanted one got one. Everyone who wanted one got one. But now, oh no, you have X number of secret layers left. A lot. And you have to send them to the dump. And it's embarrassing because then someone takes a photo and puts it on Reddit. Oh, look at the magical hack art. Wow. Just wow. This is my first time, like a couple folks at the office got lucky and picked up a copy, and I haven't really sat down to play with theirs yet. So I've kind of seen it over the shoulder. And of course I saw the online art. Oh my God, my heart is melting, right? The memory lapse. Oh my, okay, I gotta talk about the dump. And we'll talk about the art after. This product is so cool. $99 at $99, and you play it for the rest of your life. You could upgrade it or tweak it if you want, but this is two people. You and a friend don't need one. This one thing is for you and a friend to have. So all you have to do is take it out when your friend's over or vice versa and say, want to get a Dan over lunch, and you've got it. Play it for the rest of your life. Anyway, don't send that extra product to the dump. So you've got the extra product. It's embarrassing to get caught sending it to the dump. Don't send it to the dump. Here's a thought. Send that extra secret layer product to local game stores. Just give it to them. Just say, hey, local game stores, you are the lifeblood of Magic the Gathering. You keep our community going, so the next time we're shipping you something, which we often are, we're including some free secret layers that were excess printed, and now that's like giving them extra money and helping keep them in business, and now they can sell them. And it also helps keep secondary market prices down because those game stores are likely going to list them closer to what the MSRP would be, which means people trying to mark up the secondary market, prices are going to go up on collectibles. That makes sense. It seems like a win-win. Okay, so let's take that premise. And you go, you know what? That's not going to work. That's not going to work because we don't have a fair distribution system. It's a random amount of secret layers that are left over. And we can't just randomly send them to game stores because then some are going to claim favoritism. How do you determine who gets what? Whatever. Okay. So then don't do that. Offer them via distributors at cost or something, or figure out some system where you can get them to people who play Magic so that at the very least, because if you're already throwing them in the dump, you're taking a wash on the product. Now you're saying that you had this system in place and your issue with the system is that, Mystic Sanctuary. Your issue with the system is that you were ending up in the garbage dump and it was embarrassing. So don't send it to the dump, send it to people who are going to play. Offer it to those game stores, offer it to distributors to get to game stores at cost. Come up with something that will let you still offer everyone, everywhere, who wants one of these products to be able to get one of these products, and then the aftermath, the excess stuff, get it into the hands of more people. It's win-win in that way. And I know that I don't know the behind the scenes. Maybe there's the issue of money. Maybe by overprinting, they were losing money, which I doubt, because I think that this is the most profitable that the company has ever been, and that it's more of a case of a corporate think. I love that all the islands match like this. They're all matched. They're beautiful, like same art style. This one has the boat, but it's like not just like some of them are regular frame, some of them are. That's what I meant by that. I think that it's normal corporate concern about like, oh, well, we'd make more if we didn't have to overprint product and destroy it. So they're like, we're technically making money, but we could be making more money if we didn't do this. Therefore, we're losing money because potentially we could be making money, would be my suspicion about it. I bet that they were making plenty of money, but they wanted to make more money, and that was the issue. But I have a solution for that too. My solution is, fine, if you're going to say to me that by overprinting the product, we're going to lose money versus what we would be able to profit if we didn't create, I just lost a sleeve, if we didn't create this extra product, then calculate the amount of money it costs you to produce the extra product, and that's what you sell it to the distributors at, or even a little above. And you go, okay, well, then we've lost $20 a secret layer. I know it's I'm just making up a number, for example. We've lost $20 a secret layer. And so if only we hadn't printed 10,000 extra secret layers, think of all that money, go, no problem. Hey, distributors, it's the Dan thing. You want it for $20 each? Game stores, you want it for $20 each? You get all your money back, you break even. You can even increase it to make a little money there. Or you can offer secret layer late sales for certain products where you say, we haven't printed new, it's a collectible, we haven't printed new, but we have some extra. Here it is again a year later, just because we had some extra. And I actually respect their theory of just printing more of a collectible we want to avoid, because for a lot of people it's important that they went in and they got this the one time it was available. They spent their money on that. And if we're just going to print more and offer it at a different price or whatever, that's not fair. So say we're not doing that. You can show the whole machine, but say, hey, we ended up with 2,000 extra Dan-Dans. In a year or so, we might throw them up during a secret layer thing, and they'll sell, and you'll have your money. What about the products like bad secret layers that don't sell? Offer them at cost to game stores, where suddenly, oh, nobody wants to spend $50 on this secret layer. Oh, it's old border brainstorm. Nobody wants to spend the $50 on the secret layer. That wasn't good value, but offer it at cost to the game stores. You're not losing any money that way. And then the game stores get it, and they might offer it below cost to people who then want to get it. And then you're still supporting stores. There's so many options. There's just so many options. Offer it at GPs for special events. Offer it at GPs as prize tickets. On and on. But whatever you do not send it to the dump. That to me is just the absolute worst idea of what do we do with the extra stuff. And then when you say having to send it to the dump is the main reason that you got rid of a system that was working on all other metrics, this was working because it created the illusion of print to demand without having to print to demand. So you were able with this system to have people just spend a week or two, whatever that window was, deciding if they want it, buying it, and always having it available, and getting it delivered quickly. And you go, so the thing that didn't work was we had to overprint, we had to destroy product, don't destroy the product, problem solved, and maybe we lose money on the overprinting, sell that product to the game stores at cost plus whatever, so you're not losing money. It's still going to be a great bargain for those game stores, a great deal. It lets players who missed the secret layer drop see it on the shelves of their local game store. It just seems like, and again, I acknowledge that there's a lot I may not know, where, maybe high up executives at WotC, if they're watching this, are thinking, oh my God, you have no idea how this doesn't work. You have no idea how what you're proposing doesn't work. Fine, then find something that does. What's currently going on is not acceptable. It has to stop. It just has to stop. You've had systems that were preferable to this for players. Revisit those systems or think of a new one. But what the current system is can't just go on with. You can't just offer, hey, we had to destroy things when we did it the other way, so we're going to have to stick with this. Find a new system. Find a fix. I believe in you. You have more money than God right now. You have players who want products like this desperately. This is an amazing product. The Goblin Storm deck looked amazing. All you have to do is just say, all right, let's figure it out. I would also offer, oh my God, look at the predict. Beautiful. Do you think it should have been all in foil or all in non-foil? Or they offered it where you had an option of an all foil Dan Dan for $50 more and an all non-foil Dan Dan for the 99. Make it profitable. If 99's profitable, that system's even more profitable. I don't know. Did they just think nobody wanted Dan Dan? Super popular. Ristic Studies did his video on it. We played it with Ristic Studies. If you didn't see our Shuffle Up and Play, we did it. And if you want to see this format in action, that video is linked below. It's one of my favorite episodes. It really is. I also think about the original system where they said we had true print to demand. True print to demand, briefly. Problem, it took 9 months to deliver. And I think, let's revisit that. What if you could shave a third of that time off by just really, really looking at how systems work? I don't know how it works. I don't. But let's just say that the experts look at the methods, look at renting the printers that you rent and scheduling the times, and you go, what is a way we could shave off a third of this and go from 9 months to 6 months? And then what you do is you print the amount that you're going to print anyway, currently. And when it sells out, the option appears that says delayed print. Please note that our pre-printed product is gone, but you can still get it. It will, however, take 3 to 6 months. People are doing it. I acknowledge, make the little box. I acknowledge that this product needs to be printed on a far-off schedule and will take 3 to 6 months. I think people would be happy with that. Maybe you throw in a 10% discount for the wait. Dare I say things like that, but because then Wizards is just going to make the base set 10% more and then make the 10% discount what you would have paid. I know how it works. I don't know. Again, just spitballing here. Or look at a new system, a new way of doing it. I really do think that people sometimes have the wrong idea about how I view Magic and Wizards of the Coast. I love the game, and I really respect, the people who make it, because, hell, my friend Carmen was the one in charge of, alongside of obviously a whole team behind the scenes, doing the Dan Dan secret lair. She used to write for TCC. We're friends. I know from conversations with her how much, the Vision Charm, she cares about this game deeply. Passion. It's a thing for a lot of the people at Wizards that the care for the game transcends a lot of things, and that's a good thing. It's maybe the high up executives that get to be the problem, but the people I always like to say anyone whose name they're not the problem. It's their boss's boss that you don't know. Shadowy figures standing in the boardroom with a cigar going, so We can make that more expensive, right? You know, that's not the names you know. And I like secret layers. I have issues with them I want fixed. But ultimately, all right, we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna move these beautiful things. Oh, should I try shuffling and see what the shuffle feel is? That is. So I do think it's good. All right. Doesn't feel like classic. I'm going to do it this way. I like to do, so if the opening's here, we do the non-opening into it. Oh, that's a good feel. These feel like, so they don't feel like Dragon Shield classics, like back in the day, like my very first sleeve review, because these have a matte back and the classics were glossy, and I actually prefer it because those classics were not easy to shuffle. These feel much more akin to original Dragon Shield mats, the ones that came out and blew my mind and blew everybody's mind, and then it went away as the company apparently changed hands and relocated to the US and manufacturing shipped to a new place and the formula changed and all that stuff. A real good thing, not to turn this into a sleeve review. This is not the sleeve review. It's not a sleeve review till it hits shelves. But a real good thing is whether or not consistency stays up once it does hit those shelves, because we've seen that happen a lot before, where a product will be really good in pre-production or in testing, and then what ends up on shelves might be inconsistent or whatever, which is why I like to buy it off shelves and play with it and all that stuff. But has me hopeful, because boy, have I needed an alternative to current Dragon Shields lately. They're still good, but they're not what they were. And they keep having those consistency problems. That's always the thing with a lot of these companies these days. All right, I want to talk a little bit about this art once I finish by saying one last thing about secret layers. My point in offering those words about, WotC staff isn't just that I have friends at the company, it's that I do believe that they would want to fix this. And if it's not for just love of the game reasons, then it's money left on the table. People not being able to, buy the product is money that you could have had. And when you see it up on, how about this too? The TCG player and eBay, which eBay owns TCG player. Gee, I wonder why the problem is a thing going on. Like, how can you crack down on that? Maybe, like, doesn't TCG player have a policy like that you can't do that? You can't say, oh, we're going to sell this item we don't have yet, sort of thing. And they've got it listed take those listings down. So you can't do that. You can't have the listings there. Make it difficult. Find ways to find scalpers and bots. Have a rule that if it's a bot and you find out it's a bot, you can cancel the order. Make these people have canceled orders and strikes against them with eBay, TCG player. I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about these systems, but I know there are people who know and understand these systems and can say, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to make life a living hell for these scalpers that are buying up people's product and then reselling it for $600 on TCG player and eBay. We're going to make life a living hell for them. We're going to figure out how to stop them. And we're going to figure out how to cancel their orders. And we're going to figure out how to get those orders off of TCG player. You have a relationship, I'm sure, with those companies that's deep. You go reach out to them and say, hey, we'd love you to figure out how to keep these scalper listings on secret layers off your damn site until such a time as these items are in hand. I don't know. I don't have the solution, as I said at the start of the video. I just have the awareness that this is a problem and the desire to see it fixed. And I hope that desire is shared by Wizards of the Coast. And I hope they think about a way to make this, stop. And it's funny because when I look at those prices on the secondary markets of other secret layers that have gone through the roof, it's because of how limited it is. And if, again, over that, just going back to that system where we had a week or two to just think about it and buy as much as we wanted and have it delivered, it was just an issue of okay, it's taking a long time to get there. Surely there's another solution to just cut that shipping time down. Or surely if the problem is it goes to the dump, then don't send it to the dump, send it to game stores, support local game stores. I just want to see that happen, and I just want to see this stop. And my final comment is going to be one a little personal. And, I did do these giveaways on Whatnot where we are offering, like I've got the Dan. Again, I didn't scalp that or buy that from a scalper. There's nobody, this was purchased. You look on Manapool, look on TCG Player, you can see the Dan secret layers there. I found the right way for me to pick one up. It's a way to give it away to somebody to support a game store. It really means a lot to me. When we did the big giveaway of the collector booster boxes, I was going to a game store and saying, like, how many more can you order in addition to what you were going to order? And can I have those at full price because Whatnot's paying? A couple of these local game stores I went into were like, oh my God, this is really helping us out. Like we would never have sold 10 more of these to our small little audience here, and we're able to get them. And I don't know. I just really care about these stores. I really care about being able to give these things out to people. I like that. I know no system is perfect, and there's all kinds of valid criticisms about a lot of things, probably myself included. But if at the end of the day, money is going to local game stores, people are going to local game stores, and people are getting free product that they might not otherwise be able to afford, or that frees up that money that they might have spent for something else, I think there's a lot worse transactions going on. So yeah, I'm excited to get to give away those 5 collector booster boxes. I'm doing one this afternoon. This video is going up at 9 a.m. If you want to tune into my one at 11 a.m. today on the Monday, Memorial Day that this video is going up, you can, but a week from today also. We're doing 2 Mondays in a row to give away that product. And, maybe it's not perfect and clean, but we're trying. This is so cool. This is the coolest thing ever. It's almost lunchtime when I'm recording this. I'm literally going upstairs right now and saying, who wants to get a game at Dan? We can test out these sleeves some more. And I think that's good too. That maybe the Dragon Shield formula got bad when they changed hands and were sold. And here's the guy who made the original ones coming back saying, I know how this is done. And maybe that'll inspire them to fix their formula or get someone else to make theirs even better. Competition is good. It's all good things. And I think criticism, though it can sometimes feel tiring, is good because we are able to affect changes through highlighting problems, through speaking out about problems, not just in Magic the Gathering, but in the world as a whole. And it may feel, when you look at your favorite game changing underneath your feet, that it's hopeless. That here is yet another thing that you loved going away. But nothing is truly gone so long as we remember it, and so long as we are willing to stand up and voice what we want from it, what it should be, or at the very least, if we don't know how to make it what it should be, to say that things need to change. And yeah, that applies to bigger issues as well. But for Magic the Gathering and Secret Layers, I truly feel that this needs to stop, and we need to fix this so that this awesome, beautiful work of art that I have right here, will it fit single-sleeved in the box? Let's find out. In my thick dragon shields, oh yes, right there. Got my counters. Oh, this is the coolest thing in the world, and it's heartbreaking that not everyone who wanted one could get one. But maybe together, and with Wizards of the Coast, as they did before, wanting to fix what is broken, we can make this happen. I hope very much to see you on that Whatnot stream, or, even more importantly, at your local game store, playing some Magic the Gathering.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Oops, it's Shuffle Up and Play. Today, we're playing Oops All Commander decks. Sam, Cal, and Cosmonaut Marcus have built Oops All decks, but what have their decks oopsed into?
Gev Scaled Scorch says, whenever you cast a lizard spell, Gev deals 1 damage to target opponent. I'm just gonna X that out because we don't have any lizards. Good luck guessing my theme. So I'll give you a hint.
Loyal Inventor. It's actually Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
Come
I get the
on,
theme.
Marcus.
It's Oops All Magic properties.
I'm on the battle bus.
I like the humongous frown.
It's gotta be Oops All Ram.
You guys like that?
It's gotta be Oops All Ram.
Prof, this is your chance to stand on principles, sacrificing your own power by removing SpongeBob from Magic Forever. Do it.